Hi everyone, good evening. There's a slight nip in the air. The weather has moved from very warm to what we call as the Hemant Ritu or autumn, also called the Sharad Ritu in our Hindu classification of seasons. So I thought I'll do the talk today in the evening because I wanted to feel this nip in the air and I wanted to share a story which talks about why we celebrate the Navratras or the Durga Puja during the Sharad Ritu, also called the Sharadiya Durga Puja. There is one more Navratra which comes, which is during the Chaitra time or the spring time. So it's called the Vasanti Durga Puja or the Chaitra Durga Puja or Navratras. So I wanted to do a little backstory to why these two Navratras and what is their significance. But first about the incarnation that we worship on day 2. So day 2 belongs to Mata Brahmacharini. She is known for her tap or her penance, and in her effort to marry Lord Shiva, she performs thousands of years of penance where she stays away from food, she stays away from water, and in the end, when Shiva is thoroughly overawed by the kind of penance that she can do, she gets to marry him again. And their love, as I told yesterday, also is immortal, and it's something that we all look up to. So I will go back to my story of why we are celebrating this Sharadiya Navratri or Sharadiya Durga Puja. So this has a direct connect with the story of Ram's victory over Ravan, which is also celebrated during this time. There are Ram Leelas happening all over the country, and the 10th day or the Shera signifies the day on which Ram got victory over Ravan. So, so the story goes that when Ram was on his way to Lanka to battle Ravan and bring Sita back, he was told by Lord Brahma that Ravan was a great saint and he had a lot of boons from the various gods and goddesses. And Ravan's palace was blessed and guarded by Ma Durga in her Adi Shakti form. So, the word Durga also comes from Durg, which is fortress, or which is to fortify or to make strong. So strength, that is what Durga is. And she had promised to always protect Lanka. So without her sort of removing her protection, there was no way that Ram could have approached Ravan, let alone have victory over him. So, in this situation, Ram was advised to invoke Adi Shakti and pray to Ma Durga. But this period is not the period that you pray to the goddess. This is the period where the goddess is resting. See, spring is the time when there is fertility and there is new growth. So that is the time when we associate feminine energy with, and that is the time when actually Durga Puja takes place. So it's the Chaitra Durga Puja which is the primary Durga Puja. So this is the time when the goddess is resting and she is not to be invoked. But in his effort to visit, to reach Lanka and to also battle and Ravan and get back his wife, Ram decides to perform Durga Puja at this time. This is known as Akal Bodhan. Akal, which is not the right time. Kal is time. Right? This is not the right time. Akal. And Bodhan, of course, is to invoke or to pray. So yeah, he does this, starts this puja during this time, and for this puja, there was the requirement of 108 blue lotuses on Nilkant, as we call them. And this is not the time when the lotuses bloom. They bloom during the springtime, so that's easier to get. But at this time, it was very difficult to get those 108 lotuses. So Lord Ram sends Hanuman to search for these lotus flowers, and Hanuman brings back the flowers, and the puja begins. And Ram does it with all, his devotion, and he invokes Shakti and he prays to her and to requests her to lift her protection so that he can bring his wife back and there could be the victory of good over evil. But when the puja is going on, they realize that there are 107 lotuses and one lotus is less. Ram is known as Kamal Lochan. His eyes are like the lotus petals. He decides that, okay, if one lotus is less, I will sacrifice one eye and I will make it 108. Just at the moment when he is about to pierce an arrow to sacrifice his eye, Adi Shakti or Ma Durga appears. She is thoroughly impressed by Ram's penance, his puja, and she also understands that in this instance, definitely Ram is the good which has to find victory over Ravan, which is, the evil form. See, the good, the evil, the goddess, everything is here. It's all inside, It's momentary that we have to decide that what is good and what is evil, and then accordingly take the decision. And that's wisdom. And that is what this entire story teaches, that she decides that at this moment, it's definitely Lord Ram who's going to, do the right thing. And she promises to lift her protection from Ravan's fortress, allowing Ram to, go over there, battle Ravan, and find victory. Of course, there are many other stories in Ramayana which talk about how exactly Ram went about getting that victory over Ravan. But this is one of the initial parts of that journey, and the invocation of Ma Durga by Ram at this time, Akal Bodhan, is the time which sort of started the entire concept of a Sharadiya Navratra or Sharadiya Durga Puja. So this is my story for the day. I hope you liked it. I hope you have all lit your Sandhya Aartis and prayed to Ma Durga to give you power and to give you Shakti and to make you victorious in whatever you do in life. Thank you so much for listening to me on day 2. See you again tomorrow. Bye bye.